Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be coming with me to take my RBT exam. So basically I started off with writing notes down, like definitions, going over certain quizzes. There is several different types of testing methods and testing materials that I use. I'm going to be putting some of the links down in the description for some of the quizzes and tests that I used online. So basically I just started going over certain types of definitions like variable ratio, variable interval, fixed ratio, fixed interval, just kind of going over the basics. Like having a good foundation for me is key to having good testing. And then I kind of went over tax and mans and things like that. And then I took several different quizzes online, as I said before. I just really wanted to be prepared for the test because I had no idea what was going to be on the test. I also went over different types of procedures that we go over in facility and in ABA in general, kind of like discrete trial training, DRIs, DRAs, DROs, DRLs, and then going over chaining procedures like backwards chaining and forward chaining, which I was kind of getting a little confused about. But of course, backwards chaining is when the final step is taught first, and then each preceding step is learned until the entire sequence is mastered, kind of a thing. And then permanent product was another thing I really had to review, which is measures the effect of the behavior produced on the environment, kind of like a checklist. Like it's a permanent product of the behavior being mastered or set, kind of a deal. But basically, I studied for this test for about 7 days. It took me quite a while to get myself in a calm area where I knew that I was going to be okay for the test. I mean, I studied all the way up till the day before. I was studying pretty hard. I'd come home from seeing a client on my lunch break and study, and then I'd go back out and do home health and study right after. It was crazy. I was studying a lot. And then I went over, there was a couple of things that I wanted to avoid mixing up, which was the DRI, DRA, DRO, and DRL procedures, because there's so many procedures that you can get mixed up, and I didn't want to get mixed up. So really heavily reviewed those in the beginning, and I also really went over different types of questions that the internet was giving me as well. I didn't want to mix anything up and get it wrong on the test. I also went over inter-response time, which is IRT, the duration between two consecutive responses or behaviors emitted by an individual. That was something that I really kind of focused on a lot because there was a couple of questions online that were coming up with that, and I wasn't quite sure how to handle that appropriately. And then here's some of the quizzes that I kind of went over. These will be linked down in the description. They were kind of just like 50 to 80 questions. I took more than what I showed in the video, because if I showed every single test that I took in the video, we'd be sitting here all day long. All day long. And one of them I showed in the video, that was a really excellent one. It was about 80 questions. It was so good. And then basically, this is the last night of me going over things. I had taken a test that my BCBA had given me. If you have a BCBA assigned to you as a behavior technician, ask them for study materials. Ask them for study materials, because my BCBA gave me a great test to give, and I basically went over it twice, and I studied what I got wrong and went over everything that I got right, but I really studied what I got wrong. And these are just like last minute things that I did. As you can tell, that this was the last night. I basically was just preparing myself for everything and anything, but I think I did good. But this is the last night of me studying, so yeah. So I just took the test. It took me a little bit. I had like 10 minutes left to finish the exam. I was just reviewing a lot. I was really just scared. I was a little scared. I was a little scared. But it's okay though, because I passed. Yay! So I just passed my RBT exam. When you go and take the test, remember to bring some identification. You're going to get instructions, of course, on how to do it. But it says, congratulations, you have successfully passed the RBT examination. Boop, boop. It was actually a little hard. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little hard. There were some easy questions on there, and then there was some really hard questions on there. My advice is to study protocols for your BCBA. So if you're working in home health, if you're working in facility, if you're doing both, I would just study protocols with your BCBA. Because I'm not really supposed to discuss what is on the test or anything like that. I would study protocols with your BCBA, study frequency rates, variable intervals, and fixed intervals and fixed rates, stuff like that, and monetary DRS and stuff like that. Just
things like that, just different types of procedures and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, I passed. So yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for coming along with me in this journey of my RBT exam and studying for my exam. If you guys like videos like this, please subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye, guys!